Do you think that buying koi in Japan will have changed now, given the bigger emergence of online auctions? Do you think that going there as a hobbyist, will it have changed much that maybe the breeders might be saying, these are for my online auction and these ones are the ones that are for sale? Do you think that's going to change much since lockdown?
That's changed. I mean, the auction thing, the buying pattern in Japan has been changing for years anyway. Has it evolved that much? No, because it's only the biggest breeders who operate more as commercial entities as opposed to farmers and breeders. You know, Dainichi, the auction culture at Dainichi has been around for donkeys because it worked well in driving the prices up, because you got people going toe to toe for the best fish. Putting it online obviously has made it super accessible. That's what got me into the Dainichi fish, because all of a sudden I'm not having to fly out there every bloody month to attend an auction, which just wasn't really practical. So yeah, it'd be nice to see, you know, more breeders doing it, I suppose. But it's not an area that or an industry really that changes with the times.
No.
You know, it changes about 10 years after everything else does, at the very least, earliest even. So yeah, I think the culture there, the auction thing is growing more and more. People are looking to, obviously breeders want to get the maximum price for their best fish. That's an absolute given. As demand soars, I mean, we had battles 2 years ago, I think, for clients getting Shinoda Takishita, the higher level toe size stuff. And Issa's been doing it a lot with his higher level stuff, and Tancho Showa, where it's blind bidding. You know, you put your bid in for X amount of fish or X amount of this bowl. We've got the auctions there, but you've got to remember at the same time what they're also trying to do is create a fair system. Because you imagine, you know, this is something I have to contend with, they have to contend with. There's only ever so many of these fish. You know, Issa doesn't produce thousands of Tancho Showa every year.
Yeah.
You know, so how does he keep everybody happy? Is the bottom line to this. How does he keep everyone happy? Because the minute, I guarantee, I watch it certainly within the agents in Japan, the minute one agent, you know, gets on Facebook showing off that he's got these, all the other agents are on the phone to that breeder saying, why have I not got them? Yeah, and that's on top of probably a load of other hobbyists, dealers as well. You know, why have I not got them? And can you imagine what that's like being in a breeder's shoes? It's just, it is a real pain. And they just ultimately, they want to sell the fish, obviously get a good price, but also keep all the clients happy. So that's why I think we're seeing more of these systems as well. It's just a lot fairer and a lot easier. The auction culture at the big farms like Sakai and Dainichi, it streamlines their operation. Because, you know, you're talking even the main guys there, Shigeru, Futoshi, you know, these guys are very active on the farm as well. So when they've got a client, you know, they've got customers visiting all the time throughout their main seasons, all the rest of it, it takes a lot of time out of the day. Whereas when they've got the auctions, they're absolutely set. They get everything prepared. They've got staff working on pictures, there's dates, there's schedules to work to. And if it is a physical auction, they get all the customers drop on that facility for a couple of days, and then they're all gone again. The farm can get back to its work. I think that's a real important point.
Yeah. Do you think that it's changed a little bit? Like, I don't know how it's been for the past whatever how many years for online auctions, but obviously as a hobbyist, I can almost get sent a link and I can scroll through all these, you know, fish. And there were one particular that I saw, this beautiful Chagoi that was 3-star, and then you watch the video and it's quite obviously bent. And I thought to myself, if I hadn't watched that video, I could have bid on that. And I sent it to a few other people and they said, yeah, that's bent. And, you know, is there a risk the hobby, you know, you're well versed in it and you'll have been on auctions for as long as you as a hobbyist, can you get...
Are we talking about a Dainichi fish by any chance?
No, it's not. No.
Well, this is the thing they do, and I don't like this part of it. They do piss around with the pictures too much. Dainichi are massive culprits for this. I do not look at the pictures. Never do. I just use it as a quick, that looks interesting, I'm straight into the video. Because their colours on them are enhanced. The pictures, everything's straightened. You can see that everything's straightened and bodies are manipulated. And it's not a good culture. It's not a good practice. but they do it for whatever reason they choose to do it. I don't know. But yeah, the videos, I mean, if you are doing it, you've got to look at the videos. And if there is no video, I'd recommend you just staying away full stop, because there's just too much risk. And then videos are hard to get right. They really are, because, you know, if they're trying to use lighting to get some consistency, the lighting can give a false indication to the true color. So yeah, it's a real tough one. You are going to see more and more of it. I think I mentioned the other week, you know, we're going to probably look at putting some content together to help people understand, you know, trying to look through flaws in pictures and videos and things like that, because you can often see when they're swimming around in them round vats, you know, they often get their nose into one corner and they're swimming at a weird angle, which can make the fish look bent when it's not. So it's learning, you know, when its nose is that way, where you're sort of expecting the rest of the body to be sitting naturally to try and get a gauge. It's a tough old game, but I think worthwhile discussing and yeah, getting more knowledge out there on, because I think it's just going to become more and more in years to come.